And I was wondering what was for, but then you guys wanted to skim I know, but there was nothing to no last weekend.
There is some. There is some. Hallelujah.
I'm already live, so you just need to tell. You need to just
Hello? Yes, we are. We're live, so you need to put the string. You got it? Oh, got it?
You got the stream already? Alright, cool. Yeah.
Good morning and welcome to the Morning Connection. Good morning, Pastor Percival.
Morning.
All right, so these are your hosts today, Minette and Percy. We're coming to you live from the Ligony Club. The change in the time, I tell you, I feel like it's about 10 o'clock already. When
Yes,
you look
yes,
at the brilliance of the sunshine, and it's a little overcast this morning, but it's cool and lovely and does not at all feel like a couple weeks ago
And
when
it was cold,
when it was
and you
cold
saw it
and
overcast, and it was when you came in, it was dark.
it was dark.
It was
Yeah.
dark in the
Yeah.
morning, so I had going.
So we're
Okay.
experiencing a very, very lovely day. It's shaping up to be a beautiful day all on its own. No help from us.
With them in the States and those overseas, spring is in the air.
Actually, you're about to sing.
The spring, no man,
Oh,
spring,
spring
is
is in the air.
spring is in the air. I
Anyway,
love
we
Lou
say,
Rawls. I love Lou Rawls. His voice, his booming voice.
oh, Lou Rawls. I thought
Lou Rawls.
I won't tell you what I heard. Nonetheless, good morning to those of you who have joined us on air, those who have joined us online. You know, we're always so happy to share with you from the beautiful Ligony Club or home away from home here in the heart of New Kingston. It is truly a little oasis. It's green, it's lush. You feel as if you're in the best part of the countryside, yet
You're
you're
in
right
the middle
here
of the city,
in the city.
right? In the heart of the city.
Of course, we give a good shout out to the staff and the members of the club and also of the restaurant, JD's Urban Pub. They are our hosts on Thursday and they do an excellent job.
Hosting us.
Last week with the Champs crowd in
Mhm.
residence, my God, we never lost the delicious aromas of food coming out. I mean, as soon as they start the service. And I noticed coming through here in the course of the week that it continued apace. So if you're looking for delicious Jamaican cuisine served with excellent courtesy and care, then JD's Urban Pub is the place to go. And the Ligony Club has quite a following too, because we do have rooms here, lodgings as it would have been called in the good days.
when you're coming
Um,
from the country.
yes, we're not a hotel, strictly speaking. We're a members club. We have lodgings, and over time, those rooms have been made available to the public. So if you have to do a business trip into the city and you want a very discreet and quiet place to rest your head, the
Place
Ligony
to go.
Club is a wonderful option. In fact, this weekend, Easter weekend, my own church family, Hallelujah Ministries International, newly established in Jamaica. Most of you know Apostle Pastor Alf Bukau, who is, I tell you, he's anointed for difficult matters. Let's just put it that way. Um, the conference this weekend is Because Christ Won, and we are meeting in-house at the Ligony Club on Friday, on Saturday, and again on Sunday, just for the hours of the service to share in the conference sessions which are coming to us live from Johannesburg. So it really is a home away from home. Whatever the occasion that you have in the city, the Ligony Club can be a good choice for you. All right, so I think in weeks gone by I never spoke so much about the club. So today I've made up for it by
You
speaking
made
at
up
length.
about the club. It's a
About
lovely
the club.
place. And
Yeah.
a place I'd highly recommend to persons and individuals who are coming in from the diaspora and don't want to stay in big ones.
In the big hotels, yeah.
Stay here. It's rather rustic. It's a word like that? Rustic.
There is a word like that.
Rustic.
I'd like to think this is old world elegance, but rustic might conjure an entirely different picture.
It does.
Yeah, like you're roughing it in the city.
Ah,
You will not be roughing it. It's really quite elegant, but quietly so. And because it is an athletics club, there's the tennis and the squash and the walking trails and the full service gymnasium. You won't be idle here. We have 8 tennis courts and a practice wall for those who are just learning. You hardly see practice walls.
Because everybody here is a pro or on the spectrum of becoming a pro.
But
Don't
here-
they have tournaments here?
Yes, yes.
Regular tournaments, squash, tennis. You should have a basketball hoop somewhere.
No,
Make
They
that
do.
recommendation.
They do.
there is a, but we don't have a basketball court.
There's a hoop.
But there's a hoop for those who just want to, fool around.
Okay.
Um,
You never
But-
know which NBA star would pass through. isn't it?
absolutely, we
Yes.
might want to fool around.
Yes. So
But
you do that.
we're generally pleased with the amenities of the club. It's by far, I think it's the largest sporting facility under one roof in the English-speaking Caribbean.
It is?
Yeah.
You said that.
Yeah,
I'll Google
because
that.
we have 6 squash courts, and 3 of them are glass-walled courts that can take
International
competitions,
Okay.
international competitions, and we have had international competitions here, and we have 8 tennis courts. Yeah, so that's a fair
Djokovic.
amount of space and a very nice sized swimming pool. Currently out of service, I've noticed.
And
But
you look like they have walking paths. Is it good?
and we have, yes, lots of walking trails. It really is a beautiful place, and there's always some offer going on with membership. The life of the club really is the camaraderie and the networking opportunities that it presents for members. So we're always needing to bring in new members. Every profession, every skill, every trade is represented here.
Okay.
I mean, you could build your house here. You could just sit in any of the areas, the public areas, and wait
An
for the
architect
different.
have built,
Yeah, absolutely.
contractor,
They have the
electrician.
surveyor, the valuator, the architect.
Wow.
All the tradesmen are here, and there are several real estate developers who are members who, if you want to do a commercial development, can assist you with that. Is it time for our first break?
Fast.
Oh, we went past it. Would you like us to take a break, Mr. Producer?
Well, we can
Let's take a break.
Yes.
We'll group and come back. Please stay with us. This is the Morning Connection, and we're coming to you live from the Legany Club in New Kingston. What's going on with your mic?
And somehow you feel welcome back.
Yes, welcome back.
Sun is shining very brightly.
Oh yes, we're gonna need something. I can tell already. All right, lots to do this morning. Um, Joining us in a short while, Maxine Stowe, or Sister Maxine, who first celebrated Black History Month with us, and through her advocacy, and I think just the learning and the energy that she brought to us
And,
when
and,
when
and this,
Rasta Month came around.
that would promote it. But I was teasing her last week. I said, you're in all of your regal robe.
So you're looking forward to seeing
And,
what's coming up this
I want to
morning.
see what's happening, what's going on. How is Sister Maxine going to be dressed today as she comes? Um,
Well, I decided to play it safe and just wear my Best of them shirt, which I love, by the way.
one of the many shirts that you have.
I do have three.
Yes, I was wondering about that.
But in all fairness, one shirt I got for you,
Yes, and it
only
turned
to
out be
discover it was
female.
a lady's shirt, so I just kept it.
Okay,
The purple one.
the purple one.
Yeah, that one I chose that one for you.
My son would say, "Eat, daddy." Not
Purple.
real purple.
Really?
My green blood.
Oh,
We went to
Calamari.
Yes.
I get you. I get you.
It's on
Yeah.
my case.
All right. Well, Maxine is going to join us this morning, and she will be accompanied by Mr. Dickie Crawford. We all know him. He's probably one of the most insightful commentators on matters of political and sociological impact during this time. And he is also the chairman of one of the associations in the cannabis industry. Hmm. He will explain. I think it is the Ganja Growers
So he's one of them.
Association. Yes. Cannabis is a very interesting plant and subject. It is of economic, religious, and great social significance. It has been used as a weapon. It has been used as a commodity. It has been used to inspire. It has been used as medicine.
Okay.
So the plant, in and of itself, and all the philosophies surrounding the plant, have attracted considerable attention over time.
Okay.
It is just the way we speak of solar energy as a natural resource that can be harnessed by man. So is the green economy. When you talk about the green economy, it is not just renewable energies. You are now walking into the world of cannabis, the regulation of it, the use of it, and what we understand about it. It is, of course, recognized as a sacrament in the Rastafarian faith, and it's been recognized as such by Jamaica and by in countless other jurisdictions. Now we're gonna have some deep conversations on what Jamaica is doing, how the Rastafarian community is managing under these new regulations. The decriminalization of cannabis is still talked about. The purpose of it, the issue of economic inclusion and the benefits of it, not just by Rastafarians, but by ordinary Jamaicans who, though not being Rastafarian, still have a relationship with the plant. We're going to go through that this morning. Last week, as you know, we were visited by the president himself, better known to many as Sizzler, and that dived a little bit into the politics of the community. Today, we're going to talk both, I think, religion and regulation. The Rastafarians having been recognized as, I'm going to say, a tribe, just for want of a better word, so persons could develop an easier understanding of it. Their unique cultural identity has been recognized and accorded value to humanity, which means that some of the disparagement to which they were accustomed and which we imposed on them because we had no understanding of their philosophy or their choice to embrace what I call the simple life. They've held themselves separate in many ways from behaviors and beliefs that are common in a world where commerce and um, a certain liberal morality has prevailed for a long time. They have chosen a path of simplicity, love, brotherhood, a type of commitment which we don't often see. Yet they have sort of lived on the fringes of society. Certainly in Jamaica, that's how it has been. From the time they first came to fore, I think the politics of the day required that they be disparaged because some of their beliefs were so controversial and so challenging to the leaders of society in that time.
Do you think it is still a fringe element in our society?
Yes,
On what basis do you say that?
I look around there, how many of us? In this space, there are what? Four of us, I see two or three people moving around, not one Rasta.
No, but as my father is produced, said his rest my heart, so many know that about. Is it
Um,
no, I'm serious because a lot of people.
well, you've asked me why do I say so?
Mhm.
Do you see them in government? Do you see them populating the ordinary walks of life with the vigor and the impact that you would accord to a group that is seamlessly and well integrated into society?
Yeah, but
Maybe you'd have to tell me what you mean by
yeah,
fringe.
when you say fringe, because it's
They exist on the edges of what you would call accepted or commonly accepted behaviors.
well, what has happened, I would
What do you mean
suggest
by what would you?
fringe meaning when you say fringe meaning they're having no real impact in terms of
No,
the
I've not said
more.
they don't have real impact. It's
Okay.
acceptability. Crime has a lot of impact.
Yeah, but you
But would
understand
you
that.
say
But
that
I'm
it
no.
is?
But what I'm saying to you in regards to the Rastafarian belief system and how it has impacted Jamaica in terms of a lot of things, with the culture and so on, I would not consider it a fringe element.
What would
Probably
you consider a French element in the
fringe.
context of Jamaica?
Okay, so fringe, to my mind, even as we're in Holy Week, the the the, the, the followers of Christ were considered a fringe element for a very, very long time. But what happened is that their belief system, whether began to impact civilization, Western civilization, and in the fact that even though a lot of things about them are still considered fringe, but in terms of the impact, in terms of laws and what to do, it's no longer fringe. It has become mainstream. That's what I was thinking.
You think Rastafarian theology and
And belief in terms of
uh, that it's mainstream?
some of the beliefs that they have.
All right, let's not debate it because it's not critical to what we're talking about.
When it's a fringe, I can
Um,
understand some of the people say, yeah, man, but some of the things that they preach and practice, a lot of us have taken it to heart as Jamaicans in terms of the importance of love, which some people say could have been adopted from the Christian belief, but in terms of respect for each other and so on. That's my opinion.
a very irreverent thought crossed my mind, but
And you would not be irreverent to the Reverend, will you?
but I do want to challenge the Reverend. So I was going to say to the Reverend that prostitutes believe in love. In fact, they sell love. They sell
They
love.
don't sell
But
love, they
one
sell
would-
sex.
But one,
They
but one
sell
would not
sex.
say, but
No,
one would
no.
not say that they are mainstream.
No, they
Or
sell
would you?
sex. No,
Because I'm
okay.
not sure how you.
But when
I'm not sure how you measure it. Anyway, the point of the matter is, um, the choice to be a Rastafarian is not easily made, and it is not commonly made in the way that one gets up and decides on career or even choice of religion, because it's not in the top picks. And when you say fringe, you mean it is not central, it is not main, it's not the main event, it's not readily chosen, it's not popular or common, even though it exists, it has value, and persons are drawn to it in terms of um, some of the aspects of it which are less controversial.
that's
Yeah. So to
A
be
lot of
clear,
it, yeah.
I would not want to cause confusion by my choice of words. So
but
we
it's
know.
true. You don't get up in the morning and say, I will rest today.
Right.
It is
It's
a
not, yeah.
it's a carefully considered position, as he indicated. Wayne always says, you remember he
Oh,
was
yes,
yes,
yes.
he says he watch and ask and investigate,
Mhm.
and then he eventually did that.
And I don't think that it is. I don't think that it is a path that would be easily navigated by most persons.
True, it is not. Um,
even just some of the dietary requirements or
You could not be a
preferences.
Rasta.
Oh,
You
oh, is it because of pork?
yes, you know.
See, well,
You could not.
I couldn't be Jewish either by that standard.
Oh my lord.
Suffice it to say that we are going to have some conversations that look at how how cannabis as a holy sacrament to them is treated by law, and how they in turn are faring with this new regulatory scheme that is creating more of an, or seeking to create an industry out of cannabis, whilst recognizing that it's not an economic tool or activity in the main part for the Rastafarian community. At the same time, when you open it up as an economic activity for others, the Rastafarian community ought not to be excluded. And I want to hear, how they're feeling about economic inclusion on that subject. So there's that. And then later in the morning, we're going to be joined by Miss Erica Heslop Martin, Mrs. Heslop Martin. Just a little bit about her. She's also known as Poetess Erica. If we're lucky, she might read some of her work.
She's going to do a live performance first, like
Yeah.
Caesar Cannon she did last week.
All right. Pastor, you're the one to speak that into being. She's a business graduate of the University of Technology and the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean. Writing is her passion, and she uses it to glorify God and motivate others. I remember when she published her first work, A Poetic Revelation. She has several books of poetry. Poetic Revelation is only the first one, The Power of Words, A Poetic Journey, Live, Write, and Inspire. And her last, I think, is Children Are Like Flowers. And she's currently working on other books. You may recognize her name from various publications in the Sunday Gleaner, as well as in the Observer. And you can find her books on Amazon or in other bookstores throughout Jamaica. She's also one of your folks, Pastor, because she's a PTA past president. She's a very socially active young lady. Right. Someone is going to work. Helicopter overhead. I can hear it very loudly. I don't know if it is picked up. And we're also being visited by a hummingbird. It is a morning for surprises. Oh, the helicopter is designed based on some qualities of the hummingbird. Is it coincidental that they're both the original and the imitation are visiting us at the same time? Yeah, but back to Erica. I think I lapsed into poetry a while ago because I'm reading about her.
My lips are sealed. Good morning,
Lord,
Catherine.
Pastor. Yes, Pastor is making sure that his breakfast order is safe by healing up the restaurant staff. They're arriving. There's like a little, air of bustling activity now as the morning is getting more mature. All right. So listen, when Erica comes, she can speak a little bit about the many things she has done. It takes up like a whole page. I thought I was busy. Amongst the things, she's been the first vice president of the Young Entrepreneurs Association of Jamaica. She's a member of the Women Entrepreneurs Network of the Caribbean, Caribbean Women Honors and Empowerment, Jamaica Customer Service Association. She actually now lectures in, I think, customer service and some other things at Hart. She will speak on that. But she's joining us as a contributor to our series on digital literacy. She is currently starring in a series of videos published by the Heart Trust. You can find them on YouTube, where they give it's probably about 5 to 10 minutes instructional videos on different professional skills, and it's a part of their trust, I think, to deepen the delivery of services through the technology medium by creating these videos. Last week, who spoke to us about microcredits? Professor Goulding.
Yes, you did.
Professor Goulding spoke about microcredits and the facility now available in most of the learning institutions to take your education in bite-sized pieces It's easier for you to manage financially and in terms of time, making provision for it in your schedule, especially with so many conflicting duties that we have. Some of us are parents, business people, um, chauffeurs for the children or drivers, whatever it is you're doing, the many hats that you wear in this modern day.
Like
It helps if you can take your education.
along the way.
Yeah,
So you
Pastor, you're doing
lifelong
that
term,
too, aren't you?
yes, lifelong learning.
Did you get some rest last night? Oh, that smile is. Mm. I apologize for asking a married man if he got rest. I'm so sorry,
No,
but
no,
I
I
only
got some
asked
rest.
because you had studied and worked so much.
Still am it still, and the encouragers at home, Daddy.
Pastor gave me a naughty smile. Let it be said that made me stutter. When I see a pastor giving you a naughty smile because you asked a question.
I got a lot of
Let's
Back to
not.
microcredit.
Yeah,
Back to
back to
microcredit.
microcredit.
I find that I think what has happened in the pandemic, as Professor Golden said, it has opened up to a lot of educational institutions another way of reaching even more people. And when you can do a credit and you know that can be accounted for when you go for your diploma or degree, it is a wonderful thing. So, in terms of the digital
Age.
age and the literacy, um, more opportunities for people to learn and to stay in the confines of their home.
And also to manage the pace of your learning, because if you get a video when you sit in a lecture and the lecturer says something that go over your head, that's it is gone. But if you have a video in
Can
which
go back.
you can go back and you can penetrate it and you can consider it and you can do some research around it and just open up your understanding. So the ability to control the pace of your learning is just an important tool, and it is greatly empowering. So Erica is involved in some programs like that at heart, and we will speak to her about it and just find out you can learn how to participate and have access to those services. Yesterday I was telling you I spoke with a young lady. She is somewhere on the autism spectrum, but she's highly functional. She's now living in the United States, and she was explaining to me that she provides some level of customer contact or care
Mhm.
from home for customers, for Apple customers.
Right.
And I was immediately curious because I want to know, well, how can we have something like that available here? And she explained to me she did a course online with Apple.
Mhm.
I mean, those courses, I just have to investigate it myself. She did a course online. It lasted a week, but she was already very proficient with the computer. As she said, she could pull apart a computer and put it back together blindfolded. So she understands the hardware and she has some skills there. But she completed her course in a week and was engaged to provide customer care service online. Persons call her. She said an old lady called her, having got an iPhone from, the grandchildren, and she wanted to know how to text, how to open certain apps, how to download material, how to navigate, how to browse, and so on. The very kind of basic skill set that we are encouraging Jamaicans to acquire. Um, the truth of it is, anyone could set up a business that does it.
Yeah. And a lot of more people are doing it. As I progress daily and interact with people, a lot of people have tapped into the opportunities that exist to work online and are making some good money. Some good money that they can
Yes.
plan their lives and here's the trick. Oh, you have to pay income tax here. If you're paid for poverty, how do you do that?
Well, once you receive the money in Jamaica, you will pay based on what comes in. Because if you're audited, they would see your inflows. Um, so I think it is worth investigating how easy it is, even for Jamaicans, to become part of these programs and to maybe even earn in hard currency whilst living here. And I think it is particularly attractive for students who, you can work. There's somebody awake and wanting to do business somewhere in the world all the time. So if you can put in a 6 hour in the in the unsociable night hours,
And work.
because it can be
Pay.
done, and it's an element. It's one of the ways that our economy can be boosted by just exploring these ways that you can work, using the technology as a platform.
But yeah, you know,
Good morning, Conrad. Conrad is saying that the video is frozen.
trying to fix it.
Yeah, and I know it's kind of lagging a bit.
Alright. It's clear.
All right, let's take our break while we sort out some of these matters. Please stay with us. We are going to have some very interesting guests in house as we celebrate with the Rastafarians their month this April and continue our series on digital literacy with our guest, Mrs. Erica Martin. Yeah, hello. Still frozen.
Let's go.
Yeah, man, I think that will be very nice. And take some things like and you have to do it as well online. They should have THA should have tutorials. That- No man, I know they do. It's Apple.
Oh, Apple
Yes,
specifically.
and with oh, what are some of the work from you want to highlight?
Most of the retail sector.
I think they brought back into the COVID.
Yeah. But I mean, Airbnb is an American company.
Look, if you're international,
Yeah.
you know what Airbnb is?
What is that for? I know what it is. That's my friend was doing it.
I know a lot of people.
Yes.
We work Jimmy Lawrence. We were managers together at one day.
All days okay.
He said dumplings was just said, this is the come up with that new dumplings. He just come and eat it. He said no. Alright. bad friend.
Yeah.